Orale! What's up, homies? Welcome to another episode of Build Busters. On today's episode, we are busting Hussam the Evil's own best PvP sniper build that he quite recently put together. Now, I'm gonna, full disclosure, I had a build similar to his, but it was a PvE build that used Headhunter and Determined. This build will surprise you. Check it out. Yeah, Sanger watches, motherfuckers. Alright, so here's the build. We've got the sniper specialization, because that's going to give you 15% headshot damage. We have the Mantis. Mine is expertise 20. All because I wanted to get it up to that 1.3 million damage. This one, as you can see, dropped practically god rolled for me, and I have optimized it, the marksman rifle damage attribute to its max. As you can see, we got a nice high accuracy, we got a good stability, and the advantage of the Mantis is headshot and weak point damage against enemies not targeting you amplified by 50%. So you're going to have to get a headshot, but it's going to amplify it by 50%, which is important. He had a FAMAS 2010. I went with a White Death, 1.4 million damage. This dropped for me god rolled. I just swapped out the talent. All right. Now the Mantis is an exotic rifle that, if you go into the dark zone, could potentially drop for you. You can also get it out of exotic caches if you use your DZ resources, or if you do countdown and you buy yourself exotic caches, or you buy exotic caches from the global events vendor. So it shouldn't be too hard of a sniper rifle to get. Same goes for the White Death. I don't expect it to drop god rolled for you, but it will occasionally drop with Ranger and Determined. The important one is getting damage to targets out of cover as the bottom attribute, so you can just have a White Death that you can just swap out all kinds of all manner of talents from. All right, I have a D50 with Determined on it, simply because whatever. And I have all the pieces that he's got on here. I have a Habsburg mask. Not everything's optimized. 10% headshot damage mod. You get the 15% headshot damage, 20% marksman rifle damage, which is the most important part of this build. If you focus on the marksman rifle damage over headshot damage, you will actually hit harder. Next, I have the Ninja Bike backpack, optimized weapon damage, and a 10% headshot damage mod. I did expertise this to 15. Because I tend to use this in a lot of builds. I have the Araldi Pristine Example with optimized weapon damage, optimized headshot damage, 10% headshot damage mod, and it's got 6% weapon handling. He uses the Pristine Example because you get the 60% increased weapon damage, which is more than the 50% you would get from any other piece of any other chess piece that has focus on it. We have 2 pieces of hotshot gloves, 30% marksman rifle damage, can't beat that, 30% weapon handling, and 30% headshot damage. Probably one of the best gear sets in the game to really build a sniper rifle build around. Then we have the new Breakpoint holster with 25% rifle damage and 25% marksman rifle damage. Now you could theoretically get the second piece for the 30% headshot damage and the 15% weapon handling, but you would have to give up either 10% marksman rifle damage or 15% or 20% marksman rifle damage. And let me tell you, not worth it. Not worth it. You'd actually hit, I think, a little less. He has a revive hive. I've got a pulse, scanner pulse, and a decoy. So let's put the revive hive, just so that we have his build exactly as is. And that's it. Here are the stats. You got 1.2 million weapon damage on the Mantis and 338,000 in PvP. You have 1.3 million, almost 1.4 weapon damage on the White Death with 372,000 for PvP damage. So it's kind of a marked difference. I'm rocking 322% headshot damage on the Mantis and 353 headshot damage on the White Death. Let's see some damage numbers, shall we? So we're going to set the target at 50 meters. We're going to do an elite target. And we are going to focus. All right, that popped up right off the bat. No glitch today. We're going to let focus stack. Takes 10 seconds for a full stack. 13 million at 50 meters. 13.1. All right. At 13.1 million damage, you are doing 3.4 million damage on a player. Now, one of the things I notice is that this rifle shines at close range. 10 seconds for a full focus stack. 14 million. At close range, trust me, you are going to drop any player. Doesn't matter how much armor. Now, the caveat to this is, much like my other sniper rifle builds, you have to land your headshots. But this sniper rifle really shines at close range. Now, the problem is, if you are targeted, that 50% amplified damage is not going to proc. Compare it to the White Death, shall we? White Death with Ranger. 1.4 million. The Mantis was doing 14 million at close range. 12 million. 13 million crit hit. 12 million. 12 million. So as you can see, the White Death with Ranger has a slight disadvantage at close range. But at long range, oops, that didn't fucking register. 13 point. That 13.1, same as the Mantis. However, this is at 50 meters. The White Death is going to have a higher optimal range than the Mantis, so the further out your target is past 50 meters, the less damage your Mantis is going to do, and the more damage your White Death is going to do. Now, the other thing is, you're not pulse resistant. So, they will be able to target you with the scanner pulse. But since we're busting a build, let's head over to the Dark Zone.
Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only.
Now, one of the things I'm going to caveat this video with is that Hussam the Evil is a huge solo player. So this build, I'm pretty certain, was built for solo play. He does explain that he practiced a lot in order for him to be able to do headshots at close range. And if you've ever scoped in at close range on a person, that shit's hard to fucking do. I'm not as practiced as he is. Where is this person?
We're outbound in 15 seconds.
Hostile striker drone detected.
Loading done. Ready to leave.
That was not too bad.
Headed back.
I do miss having a scanner pulse, though. Because running around, it's kind of like running around blind.
Hostile patrol detected.
Not far now.
That's it. I'm swapping these. I need that scanner pulse. I'm sorry, Hussam. Here.
Rogue protocol deactivated. Extraction called for.
Oh man. This is gonna be fun.
Stop standing around.
Rogue protocol initiated. Serious trauma detected. Agent incapacitated. Agent vital signs 0.
You gotta pull out the Regulus builds with their little fucking shields. This is a pretty powerful build, I gotta admit.
Rogue status removed.
I don't like not being pulse res, but
Proximity coverage only.
you know,
Extraction called.
sometimes you just gotta get out of your comfort
Extraction
zone.
hero. Almost within range.
I'm dry. Loading shell.
Heroes arrived.
Oh, faster. Jesus, they got He's healing.
Initiating rogue protocol. Hostile defender drone detected. Vital signs critical. Agent down. Agent killed.
Is there 3 of them? But see, there's a reason why I got the White Death, right?
Rogue protocol deactivated. Transmission range limited. Proximity coverage only. Hilo is returning to base. on site. Contaminated gear detected. Rogue protocol initiated. Hostile defender drone detected. Helo is headed back. Hostile Stinger hive detected. Serious trauma detected. Agent incapacitated. Agent deceased.
Don't act like it didn't pop your head off earlier. That's what I'm gonna put on my YouTube channel, not the Haka shit.
Rogue status removed. Precision limited. Proximity coverage only.
Ooh, someone's got tenacity.
Extraction called for.
Gotta admit, this actually isn't too far removed from one of the sniper builds I have. I may actually switch out the second breakpoint piece that I have on it with the Habsburg piece that Hussam here has, because it really is hitting a lot harder. How much time is on it? Well, 32 seconds.
Helo
Santo
almost in
Diablo
extraction
and
zone.
Dick Stasis? What? Oh, no, I may have misread that shit. If I was pulse resistant, that never would have registered.
Helo arrived.
You just get a nice good distance away.
Initiating rogue protocol.
Come on. Put it on the line. Come on. Gonna come and lift the homie up.
Vital signs critical. Agent down. Hostile stinger hive detected. Helo is returning to base. Hostile defender drone detected. Now detecting contaminated gear.
Crushed. Oh, God, he's close. That was a bird shadow. Now, Hussam does have another build on the same video where he uses Unbreakable. I was curious about that one, but I do not have a Habsburg chest piece with Unbreakable on it. Oh, there we go. So, because, what is it, those chest pieces, they don't just drop all willy-nilly with whatever it is you want either. They,
Protocol deactivated.
usually end up with either the courier or the cherished. Hate those pieces. I mean, once you get one, like, what do you need another one for? I think these guys are going to try and hunt me down. They're not happy that I popped their heads off. Good thing I've made a DZ habit of knowing my escape routes and running like a bitch. Alright. Let's go see what we conclude, right?
Exiting dog zone.
Alright. Well, I gotta say, Hussam, you put a pretty good, vicious little sniper build here together. Now, granted, I'm not as well versed in CQB PvP like Hussam is. He's got 6 years in. I've only got one. I need a fuck ton of practice. But I gotta admit, first time running around, trying this build, using a White Death instead of a FAMAS, and using the Mantis for CQB, man, I gotta say, that's a lot of fun. I don't like being not pulse resistant, but that Revive Hive, not gonna lie, like, really comes in handy. You saw how that dude just really couldn't finish me off once that Revive Hive came into play, and the Revive Hive does make you invulnerable for, like, I think 5 seconds after it picks you up. Let's see, the Reviver Hive, deploy small drones to revive nearby downed allies, refill speed, duration, 35%. I don't know, but you're definitely invulnerable for about 5 seconds after you've been revived, so that's good. That's not too bad. This might replace one of my builds that I have, but yeah, it's a good build. Not gonna lie, I recommend trying it. As a newbie, I mean, I guess it's pretty good to just try and start practicing taking close shots while scoped in. Because let me tell you, if you can land that headshot, man, you're gonna drop a motherfucker right off the bat. Super fast. Super fast. I like having the White Death as a backup for long distance shooting. So yeah, but I mean, the only problem, you're just gonna need a lot of practice, man. That's really it. All these pieces in this build are actually not fairly hard to get. The Mantis you can get from exotic caches. It drops quite frequently. The Ninja Bike backpack, I think, also quite frequently drops from exotic caches. The Hasbergod face piece you can craft, and it's a lot easier for it to drop with weapon handling and headshot damage, or at least headshot damage already on it. You know what I mean? It's going to drop quite frequently. The pristine example you can get from named caches or countdown. The hotshot and the breakpoint pieces are probably the easiest pieces to get. So yeah, I mean, give it a try. It's a lot of fun. Oh, so yeah, not busted. This is a good build. All right, well that's the build. I gotta admit, I was quite surprised by it, but then again, probably not. I just never expected that a build that I put together for PvE could be adapted in such a way for PvP. Thank you, Hussam, for that. And I'm going to give Hussam full credit for the build that he put together. I'm not going to take away from it. All right? I think you guys should give it a try. It's a great sniper build. I'm going to stick to my pulse res builds because I prefer to snipe, even though from a long distance, even though Hussam, doesn't like it when PvPers hide, but hey, I like playing like a real sniper, not a PvP sniper. So until next time, homies, peace.